Hi everyone. Okay, so I'm in my own kitchen. It is 9:30 at night. I had to take a shower and do a full face of makeup and do my hair because I have cooking videos and presentations to do for school because we are in the start of my finals week. Finals week and a half. Anyway, okay. So I thought I would make a very quick video for my members and clients to help understand really all about fats. That's what this last couple of weeks has been in our journey and our modules the last few weeks in my community nutrition class. Really trying to help people understand how bad deep fried food is, like this piece of fried chicken, as opposed to baking chicken or using an air fryer. So I had to come up with a different and unique way to be able to explain in a community nutrition setting for people that are perhaps on welfare or SNAP, or now it's called SNAP, or maybe don't have access to an air fryer. But how can we help them understand what the good fats are, what the bad fats are, and why we want to eliminate those bad ones? So you want to think of trans fat and saturated fat, both bad. You know, you have your unsaturated, polyunsaturated, monounsaturated that are going to do a lot of great things for the body. The heart, the brain, the kidneys, your muscles, wonderful benefits. But nutritionists, dietitians, even trainers push a lot of, there's good fats. But we don't talk enough about how bad some of these bad fats are, or the different applications in the kitchen that really increase the amount of fat, especially trans fats that you're taking into your body, that increase your risk of so many different health concerns. So, such as cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. That weight gain, when we get it, especially around the belly, that puts you at a much higher risk because you're now worried about subcutaneous fat, which is just below the skin, and visceral fat. So visceral fat is the type of fat that congests your organs. And so it's just fat that sits around the organs. So your organs have no room to breathe and expand and do their job properly. I'm a visual learner, so I try to come up with something super creative to help people understand this. And so if you were to deep fry something at home, you're going to put a pot on top of the stove. You're going to take a product typically like vegetable oil, because you never want to take olive oil to a high smoke point. Maybe you'll use canola oil, and you're going to turn your stovetop on, and you're going to get that oil super hot, like popping hot, so that when you take a piece of chicken, like this is already done, it's instantly going to start to bubble and get everything super brown. But this was the demonstration that I wanted to do, and I did this a few minutes ago. I took a napkin and I literally immersed it into the oil. And the idea is for you to understand that this is what you would be doing with your piece of food that eventually you're going to put into your body. So this has been sitting for about 2 minutes inside of this small little container of vegetable oil. Now, that piece of chicken or fish or potatoes acts as a sponge, and it is literally going to absorb as much of that oil as it can. So when you have to cook, especially a larger piece of chicken, and you want to get a nice golden brown on it, you want to get that golden brown, so you have to really burn that oil. It's going to take a lot longer. So it's just sitting there absorbing it. And then eventually you're going to bite into it and you're going to go, oh, that's so juicy. Well, you might as well just do this. Drink some of that oil. Pretty nasty, huh? Now, this was chicken that I made a few days ago, and I did this in an air fryer. Now, I realize not everybody has access to an air fryer, but you can really reduce the amount of saturated fat and trans fat by simply putting it in the oven as opposed to deep frying it on the stovetop. And all I did was I cut up, and I love chicken thighs. It doesn't have to necessarily be boneless, but I cut up just some boneless, skinless chicken breast. And I usually put it into a baggie, like a large gallon bag, and I'll throw all my seasonings, and I'll put a little bit of canola oil just to get a little wet, or I'll use chicken broth, just so I know that everything's gonna get coated real good, and I'll mush it around in the bag, and then I'll lay it out on a baking sheet, and then I'll add just some simple cooking spray to the top of it, so that if I do want to get a little bit of extra crunch, I can. Now, obviously I could have coated this with some breadcrumbs, but it's just not the way that I like it. So you can definitely see the difference in these two. If I were to ask the average person, which one do you think would be better for you? Hopefully you're all pointing to the boneless, skinless breast that doesn't have that deep fried batter on it. Okay, so for more cooking tips, stay tuned. Thanks.